Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Love in Riyadh show. Today is the 9th of February, and today's episode is about self-reliance, innovation, and compassion, and how they show up in unexpected ways. Let's start with a boy who refuses to let limitations define him. At just 11 years old, Muhammad Al-Sali stood on the stage of Millions Poet, a massive stage. Bright lights, thousands watching, and Muhammad is blind. But when he stood there reciting his poetry with confidence and calm, his blindness wasn't what people saw. What they heard were words, powerful, intentional, and fearless. Behind moments like that is something we don't always talk about enough: technology as freedom. For Muhammad, technology isn't a luxury, it's independence. Screen readers, smart devices, voice-activated tools, these aren't gadgets to him, they're bridges. They allow him to read, write, practice, learn, and express himself without needing someone to hold his hand through every step. That's what self-reliance through innovation really looks like, not flashy tech headlines, not trends, but tools that give someone control over their own life. Muhammad didn't stand on that stage asking for sympathy. He stood there owning his space, letting his words speak for him, proving that when innovation meets determination, independence follows. Now let's shift to a very different story. Quieter, smaller, but just as powerful. A man, a phone, and a cat. When his cat fell seriously ill, the vet bills were more than he could afford. And instead of waiting, instead of hesitating, he made a decision. He sold his phone. No dramatic speech. No social media performance. Just a simple thought. A phone can always be replaced. A life can't. That's it. In a world where phones feel like extensions of our bodies, where losing one feels like losing everything, this man chose empathy over convenience. He chose love over comfort. And what's striking isn't the sacrifice, it's how instinctive it was. He didn't frame it as heroism. To him, it wasn't bravery, it was responsibility. And that's the thread connecting both stories. Self-reliance isn't just about standing on your own, it's about knowing what you're willing to give up and what you refuse to lose. Innovation gave a young boy independence. Compassion pushed a man to let go of something replaceable to save something irreplaceable. Different lives, different moments, same truth. At the end of the day, progress isn't only measured by technology, and strength isn't only measured by independence. Sometimes it's measured by how we show up for ourselves and for those who depend on us, because what really matters isn't what we own, it's what we choose. And those choices say everything, and that's it for today's episode. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for tuning into the Love in Riyadh podcast as part of the Augustus Media Podcast Network. Please hit that subscribe button wherever you get your podcast from.